Assalamualaikum guys, welcome back to my new YouTube video. So in previous video we learned about basics of HTML. So in this video we are going to learn basics of CSS. A HTML page without any styling looks boring for a website. So to make it look more beautiful, we write our CSS code. So let's get started. So now in this lecture we will discuss our section 3, which will be styles. So I have a styles sample.html file here. So let's open it into our code editor. As you can see here, I have added a generic HTML code and I have included some headings, subheading and paragraphs and also a list here as well. So let's check how it looks in our browser. So this is just a basic look with the same color and same height for paragraphs and alignment. So let's add our CSS code to make it look more beautiful. So to make our HTML file more interesting and more beautiful on our web page, we add a style attribute, or we can add style sheets, or we can write style tags before our body element. So first of all we will discuss style attributes. So I will write style for our h1 heading. So to create our style we will just add a space after h1 and write style, and after that I will add is equal to sign, and after that two commas will automatically added. So now we need to write our some CSS code to give instructions what we actually want to do with this style. So let's start with the text align. So to do that we will write text align, and after that we will add semicolon, we will add column, and after that we will write our value of that attribute. So let's align it towards right. I will write right, and now to end our attribute and value we will write semicolon. So let's check how it looks. Refreshing the page. So you can see that our heading is aligned to right now. So let's add some more CSS. So let me write a CSS for our third paragraph. So let's write our style. So let's align it in the center and justify its edges so their edges don't look like this. So let's add text align, and I will write justify, and to end our attribute we will write semicolon and save it. Now let's check. Now you can see the edges are equally aligned on both sides. By justifying our text align we made their edges look more beautiful. So now let's discuss how we can add our style and CSS code through style tags. So first of all we will add a space between head and body tag. Now I will write style, and opening and closing tag will appear. So now we can write code between these tags. So to write our code between these tags we need to first of all mention on which tag we are going to make changes. So let's say we are going to make changes to our paragraph tag, to all paragraph tags. So let's, after that we will write open our curly brackets and enter it. So now we can write any CSS code inside these curly brackets and it will change our paragraphs for whole web page. So let's make them justify, and write justify. Now we will save it, and of course we will have our attribute here. After that we will have column, and after our value we will have semicolon. Let's check it how it looks. So now you can check all the paragraphs have same edges and they are looking beautiful. Let's write our CSS for second heading element. So to do that we will just go here and let's write h1 and open our curly brackets. Now let's align it center, text align center. Now let's check. So you can see now that only second heading is displaying at the center, but first heading is text align right. So in CSS, if we add CSS code in our attribute, then it is preferred more, and if we write our style in tags, it will be preferred less. See, we have written our h1 tag CSS code here above, and for our first heading we have also included style attribute as well. So the page will prefer our style attribute because it is closer to our tags. So if we want to implement the same center, either we can change it from here or we can just add our important tag. So to add an important tag we will first write an exclamation mark, and after that we will write important. So let's check how it changes. So now you can see the both headings are aligned centered, and in this way we can use an important tag, but it is not recommended to use too many important tags because it will affect your whole page and website design. So now let's write our CSS in a style sheet, and let's see how we can include a style sheet into our HTML file. So to do that I will go here and I will create file, new, and style sheet. Now let's write it style sheet, and you can see that the extension is .css. So to write our HTML code we will use our extension .html, and to write our CSS code we will use our extension .css. So to include our style here we only need to copy like this. We will copy this and it will remain same, nothing will be changed. So let's check now if our, let's come back to there and let me remove this. Now let's check if it is changing anything or not. Now you can see the edges are not correctly aligned for this paragraph. It is because we have not included our style sheet file. So let's include our style sheet file. So to include our style sheet file we need to add it into our head element, head tag. So to add our style sheet file we need to write link, and we will tap, and you can see here this is relation attribute for our link element. So this defines what we are using here. So we are using importing a style sheet here, and in href we will write our place where our style sheet is stored. So it is in the same folder. So now I can only write its name and it will appear here. So this is included, and we will write our text as well, type as well, which will define what kind of file it is. So it is text/css. So now let's check if our paragraphs are aligned now or not. So you can see the paragraphs are aligned. Now let's write some more CSS in our style sheet.css. Let's write CSS for our h2 element and text align center. Now let's check. So now you can see by writing into our style sheet we can implement it on our whole page or anywhere we have included that style sheet file. So if we want to write a style for only a certain tag, we can just include it as a style attribute like we have included here. And if we want to add our style for whole page, we can just write style tags, and inside it we can write our css for our whole page. But if we want to do it more, like if I want to create a css for my whole website, I can just create a style sheet.css file and add all our code into it, and I can include this file into any page possible. So this is it. In next video we will learn more about our css coding. So remember me in your prayers. Allah Hafiz.